Not many players arrive on the Duke campus and then can turn around and go home right away. That's very unusual. What is that like for you as a player?
It's really exciting. A lot of fun. I get to go home and play in front of all my family and friends, with my brothers. So it's going to be a great experience.
You spent a lot of time over the summer working on your jumper. What are the adjustments that you made, and what are the kind of things that you pick up in those sessions from someone to focus on it?
A lot, man. Well, most of it was just getting the reps up, shooting, trying to shoot farther away, getting used to the college line. So much of different things.
How do you feel like that's come along? Do you feel like you've got a 3-point game now? I mean, and talk about your game personally. If you were scouting yourself, what would you say?
The jump shot would definitely be the thing. I would try to sag off, but I want people to sag off because I am very confident in my shooting ability. So, yeah.
RJ, what's been you kind of used to being away from home down in Florida, and now you're here in Durham. What's been kind of the biggest adjustment, even though classes haven't started, being on a college campus?
We did have summer school, so that kind of counts.
Okay, yeah.
Just the biggest adjustment for me is kind of just trying to get used to the campus, get used to what the coaches kind of want from me, what they expect me to do on the court. But all that being away from home, living in the dorms, I'm used to all that stuff.
What has that message been? What is the staff telling you they want from you on the court?
It's been the same since they recruited me, just to play my game, just do what I've always done. That's what Coach K wants me to do.
Now that you're with these other guys in your class, I know you guys thought about and talked about what you'd like to play together. What kind of feeling you guys get from each other on the court so far, and how are you guys fitting in?
It was very easy to play with them. I think you heard it from Zion before, we all just make the right play, make the right pass. And that's just how we play, so it was very easy to play with one another.
Do you feel like in a squeeze? I mean, I look at the rotation and I see who plays the point. Could you run that if you had to? Do you feel like, or do you have the kind of ball handling abilities you feel at this point to handle that kind of thing?
Oh, for sure. Part of my game is making plays, making reads. So, that if Coach K wants me to play there, I could definitely do it.
Okay.
When did you kind of realize how big a deal your dad was to Canadian basketball?
I've always kind of knew growing up because, we just go out places in Canada and people would just know him. And now he's the general manager for Canada basketball, and now everyone knows him in Canada. So it's just, I would always try to live up to that, but now I'm starting to, pass him a little bit, so I'm getting happy with that.
You're kind of playing off that. Do you feel like you're a little bit of an ambassador for the game, for Canadian basketball? I mean, do you feel like that's part of, what people will say about you in the long run?
For sure, I played for Canada and we were able to achieve some great things. So I just remember, growing up watching Andrew Wiggins, I said, I want to do what he's doing. And now I am doing those things, and now the younger generation is kind of looking at me. So I think
RJ, since you guys have been together with 3 top recruits and 4 of the top recruits in the country, do you talk about some of those expectations that have been put on you and maybe living up to it, or is that completely just put aside?
Oh no, we just have fun. We're just kids, man. We laugh and joke just like all the teenagers.
What have you learned about basketball in the short time you've been here compared to the rest of your career that you didn't know before?
I'm just learning to adjust to a different level. That's really what I learned. Just a different level. And you have players like Marquise, and you have players like Javin. Javin's like one of the hardest working guys I've ever met in my life. So you just learn new areas of the game. In high school, everyone wants to score and be the main guy, but you realize that you don't need to score to be effective in the game.
What is your relationship like with Mike Krzyzewski? I mean, speak to that a little bit.
I think he's one of the most funniest people I've ever met in my life. But he's a great coach. I think he's the greatest coach of all time. And just to be able to learn from him every day is definitely a great experience. So I would say we have a good relationship.
What are some of the best things you've learned from him thus far?
Just like I said, just being able to do a lot of different things on the court, and he just lets me play. He lets all of us play. So it's very easy to kind of get along with him.
Do you recall your first impressions as a kid of Duke basketball and American college basketball and when that kind of happened?
Like any other kid, I always watched the top schools. So Duke was one of them, you know, Kentucky was one of them. So I just grew up watching, you know, these schools, and for sure Duke was one of the schools that I wanted to go to growing up. And now that I'm here, it's amazing.
What's the most uniquely Canadian thing you want your teammates to experience while they're up there?
I just want them to go walk downtown Toronto, just see how it is, see how it could be different from the States, but also kind of the same. Yeah, and then we have to try a couple of different foods. That's it.
Poutine?
For sure, poutine. Has to try that.
You teaching them any basic French? Because I know Toronto has some subsections that are French.
Yeah, these guys are Spanish guys. They're not ready for the French yet.
Anybody else? All right.
Thanks, RJ.